Yeah, the NFL has been heavily criticized in the past for being too lenient when it comes to punishing players who get in trouble with the law. But did they go too far in this case? We have joining us this morning Mike Baco, sports editor for the Daily National, and business attorney and NFL agent Anthony Caruso joining us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's just set the table here. I want to know where each of you guys sort of stand on this. So punishment too harsh, just right, not harsh enough. What do you think?
Too harsh.
Too harsh.
You know what the suspension should have been? Nothing.
Nothing.
This was not something that should have warranted a fine of this nature. If you go by what was in the Wells report, possible evidence that Brady knew that something was going on and someone was doing something, that's not evidence enough for one of the all-time great quarterbacks to be suspended for 4 games.
What about you?
I slightly disagree, although I like this man very much.
Yeah. Just right then? Or
well, just right in the sense that there's two issues here. The elements are the appearance of impropriety, and secondly, how they behave when they're being investigated. Those two elements will probably bring this kind of result more often than not.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, the NFL has had so many missteps that I think like the hammer fell and it fell hard on Brady's head in terms of everything else that's been happening. And I'm just speaking as strictly as a fan. You have Ray Rice, who was suspended for only 2 games for hitting his wife. And then you have also other people, other players who have been punished and haven't had to deal with what he's had to deal with. So is this just sort of like a PR stunt by Roger and the NFL to kind of get some credibility, especially because they won the Super Bowl?
There's always a PR element to this kind of a thing, but at this point, pro sports is under a microscope. And when there's a sniffing or a smell test that's failed, you have to do something about it.
But it was kind of like there was there was nothing clear cut in that report that said, Tom Brady, you did it.
All you need is more probable than not, and that's the standard they use.
Okay. But it doesn't seem like a very fair standard, does it?
This is not a constitutional issue. This is a private sports league.
Okay.
They run their own show. That's what they're doing.
Now, if this was a civil case, which it's not, but you need a preponderance of evidence. But this doesn't even meet that standard, does it?
Doesn't really matter because you just said it's a private organization and they make their own rules, right?
It's almost an ethics situation where the appearance of a wrongdoing is almost as serious as the actual wrongdoing.
Yeah. It's like anything that happens in a private institution. You get to set your own rules, and you get your own.
But here's the question, though: these guys, they have these agreements with the players' unions. They have a certain system that's in place. So let's talk about the appeal process.
Well, the appeal process is the biggest farce of everything, because if Roger Goodell wanted to be the person hearing the appeal, he could. Now, in all likelihood, he would recuse himself from that. But this is a situation where the NFL came down and gave Tom Brady a black eye because they were having PR problems. 4-game suspension. Everyone will probably be happy once the arbitrator rules that it's too harsh, and they probably bring it down to 2 games. Is it going to hurt his
image? He's got a golden boy image. Come on.
No way.
It will. No, I disagree. It will.
Do you think so?
Yeah, the fact that he's been accused at this point, and he's going to get some kind of suspension, and the history of the Patriots with Spygate, I think at this point, unfortunately, because I like Tom Brady, I'm a Tom Brady fan, but it's going to hurt him.
So you're saying if it smells fishy, there's probably something going on
I just think there's enough people that are on the fence, and now they're going to be falling off the fence in favor of he's not the all-American quarterback.
It hurts his reputation, but it will not hurt his bottom line. Under Armour will not drop him. Uggs will not drop him. He'll still be on the red carpet with Giselle, and 5 years from now, this will hurt his legacy a little bit. But if he still produces on the field, he is still going to be Golden Boy Tom Brady.
All right. Thank you for discussing it. Very interesting conversation that we had. I think it's just, the Pats Nation and the rest of us. That's really what it comes down to. But interesting, lively discussion. For more information on what happens to